Hey everyone, it's Riley. Thank you for coming back and watching another episode of my first year on T. Today I am going to be reflecting back on my old photos. I have a few photos to share with you today, and it's not the best selection because I pretty much just have ones that are on my computer or on my Facebook, but I've got a few from when I was younger up until now. So you're gonna hear a few stories, and yeah, it's gonna be good. Alright, this first one, that is me on the right, and I really love this photo because I don't know what exactly that the other person is my brother. I don't know what we were doing. I'm looking away because it's actually like on my computer, not on my screen. But yeah, I just loved like dressing like a boy ever since I was little, and I think we're just wearing my dad's clothes, but I feel like that really like captures who I was when I was a kid, and I was always a really big tomboy, and yeah, it's as simple as that. I just remembered that I have this other photo, which I'm gonna put up here, and I found it when I was going through my mom's storage room, and it's me in kindergarten, and I look like a little boy. And I asked her about it, and she said that I just loved having short hair when I was little. And I had it like down to my butt, and then she finally let me cut it all off, and I was so happy. And I didn't remember that this happened. I mean, I remember I had short hair, but I didn't know that I loved it. And it was really interesting for me to hear that from her. Okay, fast forward quite a bit. This picture is of me when I was, I think, a senior in high school, so I was 17 or 18 years old, and I was in class in this picture, and I think it's pretty accurate. I always, like I said, kind of had a tomboy style, and I went through this phase where I wanted to always wear like a hat and kind of like put a little bit to the side or something. Like it was pretty lame, but I don't know why I want to do it, because the teachers would always yell at me and tell me to take it off, so maybe I wanted attention or something, but I think it was just like something that was kind of more masculine for me, but I don't know if maybe I realized it at the time, because I don't think a lot of girls were doing that type of thing at my school. This next one of me is from the same year, I think. This is me graduating from high school, so I'll be 18 here. And those are both of my brothers to the side of me. That's almost just as shocking, just how different they look now. But yeah, that photo, it feels really weird to me. It's like my hair is so long and it's so curly. Like, I guess I think I look good, but not necessarily who I am in any way. And that was such a long time ago that I don't know if I can really remember, but I'm sure anytime I ever had to dress up, I just really felt uncomfortable in my skin, so it's weird to see myself with long hair in any photo, really. There was always this big struggle with me wearing makeup and me wearing jewelry and all of that. I just felt pressure to do it, but it just never felt right for me. This next one of me, I am 21, and that was my first year at university. I went to a community college first, so that was like my first year on my own, and you can see my style. I just kind of wore t-shirts and like baggy jackets back then anyway. I always like straightened my hair because I didn't really know what to do with it. It's very curly when it's long, but yeah, I mean, I think just, again, it shows who I am, not wearing much makeup, but still conforming to a certain girl stereotype or gender norms. This next one, this is like right after I cut all of my hair off, and that was a really big deal for me. I was in my very first same-sex relationship, so first relationship with a girl, and I was kind of like exploring myself back then, and I like really realized that I wanted to start dressing masculine, and it wasn't really a decision. It was just something that was just kind of like automatic. Like, I sat around trying to decide if I wanted to start hormones, if I wanted to come out or not. But when I just wanted to change my style and I wanted to cut my hair, it was such an automatic thing for me. Like, there was no second guessing it. But anyway, that relationship was toxic as hell. But despite all that, I'm trying to say my partner at the time wanted me to be really feminine. And I remember she would force me to wear dresses and she'd put makeup on me. And I was getting attention from a woman, so I kind of just did, like, I just went along with it because I thought she was great at the time. Oh God, it's even weird to think about. But yeah, this photo is a couple months after that relationship ended. And like the first thing I did was like, I just went and cut my hair. I was nervous as hell, but I got my hair cut, and I can't seem to find the very first photo I put up of myself with short hair. I'll see if I can still find it. But a funny story about that is when I went to get my hair cut short, I think I went into a salon just because that was like the only place I'd ever gone before, and I think I had some photos, and I didn't want to go like with a haircut I have right now because I didn't want to be too shocking, like, so I just went with like a Justin Bieber type cut. But the girl that cut my hair, she was really cool. I don't really remember my impressions from her, but I ended up seeing her in a gay bar like a year later, and it was really weird. She came up to me and was like, "I cut your hair." I was like, "I know, I remember." And then I think some canoodling happened or something. It's probably not necessary to share. But then she kind of like left my life. And then I ran into her again a few months ago at a LGBT prom for kids, and like we were both volunteering there. So I don't know. Kansas City is a small town, that is for sure, when it comes to the gay scene. Okay, fast forward a little bit more. This is when I cut all my hair off. I was 22, by the way. I think I'm 24 in this photo, and I'm wearing that snapback. I got really into like being like a butch lesbian in this phase of my life. I look like a baby. Like, I had a lot of piercings. Like, I had an eyebrow piercing, nose, lip. In my ears I had some, and yeah, so again, I was like, this photo just first reminds me of just being in a toxic relationship with this girl. But she was actually the first person that told me. She said to me she thought I was trans, and I remember I was like, "What are you talking about? There's no way that I'm trans." But looking back, I don't know how she knew. It was, I mean, she realized it better than I guess I did. I was starting to come more into myself and being confident, but I also still did a lot of things like date really bad people. So it was a hard time, like going through my 20s. Oh, they're almost over. But yeah, it was self-exploration and figuring things out, making bad choices, making good choices, and this photo reminds me of that for sure. Jump forward, I think, 2 years now? Yeah, 2 years. This is a photo of me performing drag, which when I did drag, I didn't really do anything like drastic. I sometimes would try to have like different clothes. I mean, obviously I wouldn't wear that shirt normally, but I kind of was just myself when I was doing drag, and I love drag. I made a video about it on this channel before, but that was the way that I really found like how much I loved dressing like a guy, like having an actual guy's identity, and it built a lot of confidence for me. So this was a drag show that I ran, and I'd been in a bunch before, but the first drag show I did was just like life-changing for me. This next photo is about, oh, it has a date on there, so that would be about 1.5 years ago, and this was the first day that I was Riley, and I'll always remember it because I had a hard time coming out, and I forced myself to come out. That sounds bad, but like, I wanted to come out, but I was, struggling to have the confidence to do it. So I did it on January 1st of 2017, but I took a long time to like tell people what name I had picked, and I forced myself by telling this friend what name to put on little name cards at the wedding. And it was the first time I'd ever seen Riley written on a name card that I was like sitting at, and it was really awkward because I hadn't told a lot of people, like including I didn't tell my partner what my new name was until like the drive to the wedding, so that was kind of weird. And then the people sitting at the table, I hadn't told a lot of them, so then it was like getting different names and getting different pronouns. It was quite interesting, quite entertaining, but you gotta start somewhere. But yeah, I like this photo because it reminds me of really the day I came out and recognized that I was trans. This last one I'm putting up is, I think, a week or 2 weeks after I started testosterone. And it's my partner and I riding the train to Chicago. I remember that was like where I had to have my second shot of testosterone, and we were all like, we were freaking out about it, and my partner ended up doing it for me, and it was like really traumatic compared to how it is now. But I think that's just a good photo to end on. I don't feel like I look very different from that photo, but that's okay. I'm coming up on almost 8 months on T, but it's just a long process. I talk a lot about it on my personal channel. But yeah, that's all I have for this episode, and I know this isn't really reacting to like photos. I mean, you might have seen some other YouTube videos where they like react to their girl photos, but I don't know, I don't really want to like put myself down for how I was back then. I think it's more interesting to just see how I slowly changed over time, because I didn't just one day roll out of bed, cut my hair, and start dressing the way I did. It was slow process, little things here and there, and I mean, at first it was just wearing more button-downs, but I still totally looked like a girl. Anyway, this is already quite a long video, so I'm going to stop. Thank you for watching, and please let me know what you think about this video, and I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye.